What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to do an update on my Pauline's hair. I have been wearing this hair for about 6 weeks now, and I'm actually going to keep wearing it. I just wanted to update you guys because a lot of people have been asking about the hair and they want to see it. The last video I did about the hair, I hadn't added combs to my wig because it's installed on a reverse U-part BOSSY Wig. I hadn't added combs, so it was just kind of plopped on my head. I've added the combs, of course. And so now you can actually see what it looks like when it's on right and when it's blended. I posted my blending method video before. This is actually a different blending method that I'm using right now. This is the 2-strand twist that I talked about at the end of the video. I have another video on how I did this method, but it was on other hair. And I actually do it a little different with this hair, but it's the same concept. If you guys want to see it, just let me know. I'll do a video on it, but it's really simple. But right now, I'm talking about the hair. So this is the hair. You can see the curl pattern. In my blending video, I talked about how I use the other method when I apply product to the hair, and I use the 2-strand twist when I don't. So right now, the hair does not have any product on it at all. At all. No serum, nothing. Like, I seriously washed it, conditioned it, and let it dry like this. When I do use product on it, I use ABBA Pure Moisture or Pure Performance Moisture Conditioner, and I leave a little bit on. Like, literally, I condition the hair with this, I rinse it, and I just make sure I don't rinse all of it off. Brush it with my Demnon, scrunch it, and hang it up to let it dry. And there's a reason I do put curly hair on my bossy wigs is because it's hard to maintain it when it's sewn in, but I know a lot of people like to sew it in, so you can still do the same thing with the hair sewn in. The only issue you'll have is sleeping on it. You're gonna have to refresh it in the morning, which can make blending a little bit difficult. So just keep that in mind. The hair, I sealed the wefts with Extensions Plus Weft Reinforcer or Weft Sealant, and that has cut down drastically on shedding. Initially, I mentioned the hair was shedding a lot compared to what I'm used to, because I'm used to hair that really doesn't shed much at all, if at all. So the Pauline's hair was shedding a lot more than I liked. So once I sealed the wefts, it cut down on the shedding, and now I hardly get any shedding whatsoever. So that issue can be remedied with sealing, or if you have a sewing machine and you know how to use it, reinforcing. Because I was like, I'm not gonna lose hair on these wefts because I love this hair. So this is the Virgin Indian hair, and as I mentioned before, they sell their hair, it's measured in its natural state. So when they measure the weft, they're gonna measure it like this, curly. They don't pull it straight. So you're actually getting extra inches. The hair should hang on you. If you order 18 inches, it should fall 18 inches on you in its natural state like this. So the hair that I got, I believe I got my longest length is what they consider 18 inches, which I measured out to be 23. And you can see where it falls when I pull it straight. Or can you? It's hip length. And that's the 18-inch. I also got a 16-inch weft. And I believe I got 2 16-inch wefts and like a 14-inch weft. And then this little piece right here is 12 inches. And I ended up using about 4.9 ounces on this unit total, because I went back and I added a few pieces in the middle because I wanted it really, really full. So I used about 9 ounces. The curl patterns actually vary quite a bit. I don't know if you can tell by looking, but just looking here, you can see this curl is kind of tight. Let me see if I can find one of the looser ones in the middle. I used a looser curl in here just because, I mean, it's virgin hair, so it's not all the same. And Pauline's, you can really, really tell. I can't find that looser curl. It's hard because it's all been brushed together. But there's a looser curl in the middle. Maybe you can see here. Here's one. You see how much looser it is than the rest, and the top is curlier than the rest of it. And I put the curliest hair at the top to help make blending a little easier. Here it is from the back. One thing about this hair, the ends, I sit down all day at a desk, and I also sit down and I use a heating pad sometimes on my back, so that makes it worse. But when I'm sitting, I have a heating pad on my back. This hair hasn't actually been washed in a week, and that's with no product. But you can see the ends. From me sitting on them, like leaning back on them, they get flat and bushy. And I've tried everything to try to prevent that from happening. I use serum, I use the conditioner. I've tried the John Frieda Dream Curls, which is another product I've used on this hair, but I don't like it that much. Doesn't do much because this hair is really textured, but nothing seems to remedy that. The only remedy that I found is not leaning back against it. So if I'm sitting, I would have to pull all my hair forward like this and then lean back in order to prevent these ends, just the very ends at the bottom, from messing up. And I also noticed too, it's just on the longest length, which when I bought that longest length, I noticed that the ends were already frizzy. So that is most likely what's causing it. I actually trimmed them a little bit already, but they look great when it's first washed and air dried. So I'm like, preventing it from not leaning back on it does work, but that's not normal. And normally people mention they get tangling in the nape. I have not gotten that with this hair. I mean, I get light tangling, like literally like this. I can run my fingers right through it. But it doesn't, number one, it doesn't do it often, and number two, it's not a problem. And this is long hair. It's constantly rubbing up against my clothes, but it doesn't tangle in the nape, which I love. Like I said, I get those few little snags where I have to run my fingers through, but I don't get like the normal nape tangling and matting where you have to go through it with a comb or brush. So I really love that. The hair, it still feels good. It actually feels better now than it did when I put it in, because I've, been washing and conditioning it. So the curls have kind of sprung up a little bit more. They're a little tighter. And I love this hair, you guys. I'm really picky when it comes to hair, like extremely picky. It's like, it has to be able, I have to be able to blend my hair with it. If not, the closure that goes with it has to be phenomenal, because if I can't easily blend my hair without heat, I have to wear a closure. I hate shedding, I hate tangling. I need texture. I need the hair to look realistic and not plasticky and not stiff. I have so many criteria for hair. I'm really picky, and this hair is, it's met all my criteria. I mean, it's lived up to the standards, especially for virgin hair, because it's hard to find true virgin hair. But you can see these curls; they're so textured and amazing, and the luster is awesome. A lot of people, I posted pictures on Facebook, and they were like, "Oh, your hair, you need to add serum to your hair to match the luster of the hair." And I think the pictures may have been deceiving, because I don't. Like, the lusters match really well. I don't add anything to my natural hair. Sometimes I'll add a little coconut oil, but that's not even for luster. That's just for nourishment for my own hair. And you can see the colors. The top piece is a lighter color. My hair is a little darker, but because of the darker hair underneath and the way I blend, it kind of just looks like highlights. It looks a lot better in person than it does on camera, so. But I hope I'm not talking too much. I just want to give you guys a full rundown on this hair. I've been washing it with the Cowboy Magic Rosewater shampoo and also conditioner. Also, after I use the Cowboy Magic conditioner, I use the Abbott conditioner just to moisturize the hair to make the curls pop a little bit. And I also use this as a leave-in on occasion, depending on how I want the hair to look that day. I've worn this hair numerous different ways. I've actually worn it brushed out and brushed out wild, and it's beautiful. It looks like a kinky straight, and I just blow dry it in my natural hair to blend. I'll post some pictures of that style. I've worn it with the brushed out look, with just the sides pulled back. I've worn it with 2 braids and the sides pulled back. I've worn it pulled up in a bun. I love this hair. It's so versatile. When you see how it looks brushed out, you'll understand what I mean. It's literally like my natural hair blow dried. It blends effortlessly after I blow dry my natural hair. It's just amazing. And like I said, I've been able to wear this hair up in a ponytail when I blow dried it. I'm not really fond of wearing curly hair up in ponytails in its curly state, but I was wearing it Seriously, like this. Don't laugh at my naps, y'all. But I'm wearing it like this with no hair out in the back, up in a ponytail and a bun, with the braids. And I mean, once it was blow dried, you seriously cannot tell that there's no hair left out in the back. So that's how I was doing it then. And like I said, I'll add those pictures. And I just love this hair, you guys. The movement is beautiful. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, which is mimicking my curly C. It's a little different because the strands are finer. I do notice that difference. I notice a little bit of difference in the quality of the hair, but that's because it's Indian hair as compared to Southeast Asian hair, which has thicker strands. So it's going to feel different, but I love this hair. I just love the movement. I'm not going to straighten it. Don't ask. No, I don't buy curly hair to wear straight. The most that I would do this hair is brush it out, and that's because there's no heat being used. So, and I still get a similar look. But just so you can see the movement of the hair again. Now you can see I can move his hair around and I don't have to worry about the blending. But this is it. And I mean, it does get a little, I don't want to say frizzy, but it does what it does. It does what textured hair does. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching once again, and bye.